Hello friends, welcome to my channel Data Making. In this video, we are going to discuss about file source in structure streaming. So we are going to see the how to use a file source in PySpark structure streaming. Okay, so it's going to be a hands-on series. So last class we saw socket stream. Okay, so how to use a socket stream in PySpark structure streaming. If you have not watched it, please watch my previous video. So before going to the topic, I would request you to please subscribe my channel Data Making and click on bell button to get notification whenever I add new videos and click on all. Okay, thank you so much. So now let's get started. So what is file source in Spark structure streaming? So in when you use a file stream, what it is going to do is it's going to read the files in the directory as a stream of data. Okay, so it will take all your data, all the files in your directory which you specify as a file source. It is going to take it and process based on the modification time. So if you want to do it reverse, you just say latest first. Okay, so that option you can use it. And what are the different types of, when you say file source, right, it has to support there are multiple file formats. So what are the file format? Currently the Spark structure streaming supports is text file format, CSV, JSON, and ORC, and Parquet or Parquet, whatever, like how do you pronounce, you can pronounce this. So these are the file format it supports. Okay, we'll go one by one. So as part of this video tutorial, I'm going to do 4 file format starting from CSV, JSON, and Parquet, and ORC. So we are not going to use a text file format. It's going to be easy. You can just try as similar as CSV. If the file formats, if files, like if your data is delimited with some delimitation in a text, otherwise you can do a lot of things on text. So we'll be focusing on, as I mentioned, we are going to read the CSV file, right? So what is the data we are going to use it? So basically, if you take any e-commerce data, e-commerce website or any other website where there is a very need of user registration. So user registration is nowadays, it's a kind of mandatory in almost all the websites or web applications. So we are going to take the user registration data uh, as a file. As a files in different formats, like so we took 5 set of user data. Okay, so each set has 1,000 records. So I took that in both all the file formats, like CSV file format. We have 5 files of user set, and JSON format, as well as Parquet and ORC. And we are going to process it using a Spark structure streaming, using a PySpark API. And we are going to see the data like as a raw data, and as also we are going to do simple aggregate and see how it works. So the idea is how to use the file source in structure streaming in different format. Okay, so let's get started. I'll go to my VM. So people who are not having my data making VM, please send us a request using a contact us page of the data science wiki blog website. Okay, I will be responding you as soon as possible. Now this is my project structure. Let me close this. So we have a input data folder, and I have different file formats. Okay, and we'll go one by one. So starting from CSV, I will open the CSV program. So as we mentioned in the last session, so if you take any PySpark streaming program, is like a skeleton of the PySpark structure streaming program. There will be a Spark session object. So import statement for the necessary functions you are going to function, or types you are going to use, and the Spark session object class. Once import statement is done, then you're going to have a creation of Spark session object, and you'll be loading from file, the stream source. In this case, it's a file source, and then you will have a sink. So this is source, you will have a sink. So we are going to use same console sink here, and so the query is going to be running 24/7. So query dot await determination. This is a format of simple Spark structure streaming program. Now, so we are going to look at the CSV file. I'm sorry, my voice for my voice. Basically, this is a user data. Let's go with first the CSV format. Okay, so I opened this user data set1 CSV. So it is going to contain it is containing 1,000 user data in this file. Okay, the columns are starting from registration date time, and you have we have a id column and first name, last name, email, gender. It is like kind of simple information about a particular user. Okay, gender, ip address where he is registered, and a credit card, and country from where he is registered, he belongs to, and birth date, date of birth, and salary, what is his designation, and comments. Okay, so some of the data might like if some of the columns might have data, because user might there are some mandatory column will be there, some are optional column. So whatever data, we are just going to use it. Okay, so this is the data, csv data. So now, so let me so in the program, so I'll just so basically this is the source, right? This is the stream source. So we are going to use a file stream. So same as spark dot read stream dot format. So in the last class we given socket source. For socket we are given in the format. Now we are going to read the file source, and also in this program I am going to read a csv file. So I'm giving a csv, and the dot load off, I have to give a path. Okay, so the path what I am giving is, I am giving this input data inside the subdirectory as csv, this directory. It is going to keep looking the files in this directory, and whenever the file arrives in this directory, it is going to take and process it. So we are not going to do any processing in this program. Simply we just read the data and print it on the console, just to show you the how it works. Okay, let me run this program. I hope this program is simple, right? So I'll just run it. I don't want to take more time just explaining this. Okay, so I will run this program. So, and what we'll do is we'll just try to push one file to the directory. Okay, so it says, what it says is it is throwing error. Schema must be it's a kind of schema must be specified when creating a stream source data frame. So if you are actually creating a stream data frame from the files the files stream data source. Okay, so it has to be specific, the schema has to be specified, otherwise it will not work. Okay, so what we need to do is, that's what I already defined a schema for it. Okay, so I told you these are the columns. Let me go to this site. Okay, so these are the columns in the CSV file, which is registration date, time, ID, first name, last name, email, gender, IP address, so on, right? So for these columns, we need to define a schema. Basically, you have to kind of creating a table for your data. Okay, so how do you define it? Schema. So schema must be of struct type, which will have list of struct fields. Each struct fields refers to represent one column in your data set. Okay, so struct field of your column name, registration date, time, and what is the type of that column. Is a string type. I'm just considering a string type, and nullable is true or false. I'm just giving just for simplicity's sake, I'm giving true. And id column is integer column, and first name all string, and salary is the one which is having a double decimal point. So I just given see here, this is a decimal point, so I just given double. For the decimal point, you can use a double or float. So I am using a double. Apart from this is simple. So basically your schema should be of struct type, which will have a list of struct fields, and each struct fields nothing but it will represent a particular column in your data set. So you defined a schema. Now you have to specify your schema in your while reading the while defining the source file source. I'll just provide what I had given schema input csv schema. Okay, so this is the one change we have to do, and then I'm going to run this program again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just go here. So this is my input data directory. Okay, I have the files in a separate directory. No, in my work area I have this file, CSV files. So this is why the work in PyCharm we have the project, right, file streaming. You have input directory in that. So this is the input directory. So the CSV file, there is no files here. So from my own directory I'm going to push this file to that directory. So meanwhile I'll just see where is the program is running. Okay, so here it just showed the schema. It did not process it because there is no file. So let's push one file there. I copied one file here. Now come and see here. Now it will just read the data and I'll show it to you. So see here. So it actually shows only 20 rows because it cannot actually just dump every data, right? So it is showing only 20 rows. So I hope you got this. Like it is actually keep on looking into the directory. Whenever the new files comes, it is going to take the data and stream the data, like the file as a stream of data, and it is going to show here. Now I'll push one more file. So we'll take next example with some aggregate. Okay, so this I want to just show you how the streaming works. So now the second batch has to come. See, the second batch has come here. Okay, there is a one flaw here or one mistake here. So basically, it is actually taking your the first row. Actually, in our CSV, the first row is a column name, right? That also taking as one row. So what we'll do is we'll say header equal to false. We'll ask you. We'll ask. Sorry, header equal to true. We need to specify header equal to true. How do you specify? Let me stop this. See, you see here this your data column also coming as input. I'll just go here, use the option function and specify header equal to true, so that it will not consider first row the first row header column as one row. I'll just say true. Okay, now let's run this program again. So you should be seeing the data without the first row as first row should not have columns. Okay, let's wait for it. Okay, now see, there is the first row is not a it is not considered the columns first row, like first line as first line is a column, right? So that is did not consider as a row. Okay, so this is how we need to do. Now let's focus on the next file format. Okay, so and we'll do some aggregate also. Here this is I kept it simple. We'll go to JSON. Okay, before that, I just want to show you how the batch, reading a batch, CSV batch file, how it looks. So basically, reading a CSV file in a batch program, like using batch API, is same as stream. I just want to show you that difference. See here, we are getting a Spark session object and a Spark session object dot read. So in the streaming program, structure streaming, we say read stream. In batch, you just say dot read and same format CSV and header equal to true, and you're giving a load of path. So it's the same as streaming program, but only difference is few difference. The main difference is instead of read stream, we are using read in the batch program. I just want to show you this. Fine, we'll go on the next program, which is file streaming for your JSON file format. Okay, so in this program I am introducing few more things. So I imported the necessary packages and I created a Spark session object And also this one is I forgot to inform you in the previous program. So basically, this is what we are doing is we are setting log level as error. So basically, if you by default it will show you all info logs, right? So you'll see a lot of logs in your console. So it is very hard to read. So I just set the show only the error log. So how do you set it? Spark session object dot spark context dot set log level as error. So only if error comes, it will show you. Otherwise, it will not show your info logs. So then we defined the schema for input data. So JSON also I'm going to use the same format. Means the same data in a different format. I'm sorry. So let me show you the JSON data. So here JSON. I'll just open it here. See, look at here. Same your user data in a JSON format. Okay, so let's go here. We'll push some data. Once we start the program, we'll push some JSON data here. Now coming back to the program, this is schema definition, and we are going to read the file stream with the format, the JSON format files, and we provide the schema and path also we provide. It just say load. So it is going to read your data from the directory, the JSON data, and I'm going to do a simple aggregate. So we know it's a user information, or maybe you can think of as a customer information, right? So user as a country, you saw the column. We have a column called country. We just do how many users, like each country, how many users are registering. Like you take a top 10 countries we want to take, which has more number of or more number of users registered in the different countries. So how do you take it? So we saw this is a raw data frame, which is like raw data. So we can actually group by country column and find out a count. Okay, so that you get each country how many users are there, and you are going to do the order by count column, and then do the descending order so that the top will come in the first. So and limit, if you limit the 10, you are going to get the top 10 top 10 countries which has more number of users registered. Okay, this is simple transformation we are doing group by country and finding the count, and then ordering the count by descending. We can say ascending equal to false, it's a descending, and take the top 10. Okay, then this is the we take this stream count data frame and do the write stream on the console. You see, apart from I just introduced the output mode as complete, because in complete mode only you can apply the uh, complete mode only you can apply the um, uh, aggregation. Complete in complete mode and update mode you can apply the aggregation, but order by you cannot apply on the update mode. I just repeat. So aggregate can be possible on the two output modes. One is a complete mode and update mode. Append mode also you can do aggregate using the different concepts. By the out of box you cannot do it. Okay, like watermarking and uh, we can do apply we can do that in the append mode. So always keep in one mind, aggregation you can aggregation on a stream data frame is done using like can be achieved using output modes complete and update. Here one more trick is, in a complete mode only you can apply the order by, not on the update output mode. So that's why I given a complete here, and this is a console sync we are using. And there is a two more thing I introduced here. I explained you in the previous video also in the socket stream. So we did this about the triggering. I explained you this checkpointing. I'm going to explain now. So trigger is nothing but we want to set the batch interval. So each batch we want to convert the stream processing into generally internally the stream processing nothing but micro batches in Spark Structure Streaming, right? So all right, what is the batch interval you want to give? So I want to give each trigger interval or batch interval as 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds it will emit the one micro batch. And what is this checkpointing? Checkpoint location is nothing but if you want to achieve full fault tolerance on your different data sources. Okay, so you need to give this checkpoint. So checkpoint also helps you to say example, abnormally, if your application is shut down or if you want to stop it, and if you want to continue the place where you left, okay, then you need to use the checkpointing. What checkpointing does is it is going to track your the streaming metadata, like whenever the data consumes from the stream source, it is going to load some metadata about your data which is consumed, okay, the information metadata on your checkpoint location, so that it keeps track of your streaming, okay. And using this location we can means restart your application from where you left it, okay. That's use of checkpointing. So with that we'll run this program. So this is for JSON file format, file source with JSON file format. So I used both trigger interval as well as checkpointing in this program. So once this is runs, we'll publish some message over there. And other ORC and Parquet is go will with that program also I have. We will I will go through that as well. So it will actually first batch actually it will wait for so batch interval we given 10 second, right? So it will wait for 10 second. So meanwhile we'll actually go and push the JSON file. Okay, first file I pushed it. If you want to see the info logs, you can actually comment it out this line. Okay, so if you want to see what is going on, you want to see if you want to see the info log, so we'll you can try to remove this info log. I'll just show you. Again, my VMS slowed down. Okay, see here. So in the first batch, China has number of the 189 users are based registered from China. Indonesia 97 users, Russia 62, and in the top 10. Okay, the 10th position Japan is 20 users. We'll actually push the next file and check because we can complete mode, right? So it will give you overall aggregate. I'll push other file. Let's wait for the another batch result. Okay, now it's here, it's aggregating. So now like in this next batch, actually Japan, I don't think so much data has come, so it has gone down. So the top list again China, Indonesia, and 10th position United States has come with the 40 users. Okay, so this is how you can achieve stream processing for a JSON, okay, with the checkpointing as well as trigger interval. Okay, so I hope this video is clear. Sorry, this program is clear. Now we'll focus on the next file format, which is let me go to Parquet and then we'll come back to ORC. It's almost similar, just syntax is only differs. So basically here I'm not going to do aggregate. I want to show you how to, we already done in the JSON how to do the aggregate. We'll just say how you can use the program. So basically how you can actually write a source for like a consumer source file source as if for Parquet. Okay, so nothing much change here, it's the same program. Okay, so same again error level. Let's change this into info, or maybe you can comment it out. By default it is info. I'll just comment it out this, and you see just format is only changed. Parquet is one of the optimized file format in big data ecosystem or Hadoop ecosystem. So basically what it does is it does compression. It introduces very good compression technique like Snappy, and you get optimized data when you store data in Parquet. Okay, so and other things are almost same. So this is a source, and we are not doing any transformation. We just printing the schema and then writing into the sync console sync. So let me run this program. So it should see now log a lot of data. Okay, now okay. So I forgot to inform about the streaming API. Again, this is has to be schema has to be specified. We have already schema, or we'll copy from there. Okay, I'll take it from here. Okay, so what I want to show you is the Spark Web UI. For last video I forgot to show you. Now also I almost forgot, but I'll just somehow remembered. Okay, so now I'll just define a schema here. Let's use that. I'll just put this is for Parquet. I'll just from PySpark SQL PySpark.sql.types, all the data types in the types, import star. This error will go off now. I will use this schema in my source definition. Schema. This is not a JSON. This is input Parquet schema. So that's it. We'll now run this program. Okay, so once this is started, I will show you the Spark Web UI and the streaming dashboard. So basically, recent version of Spark, they introduced the streaming tab in your Spark Web UI. So Spark Web UI can be accessed when you run on local mode. You have to access, you can access in 4040 port number, localhost colon 4040. This is the Spark Web UI. Okay, and you can go to the streaming. So there is a one streaming application running, so which we already saw. It is for Parquet file format. Let me push some data in the Parquet format. So I'll go check my Parquet data. This is input data. Okay, this is my for ORC also I have data. Okay, I will send you all this data. You can try from your side and let me know if you face any issues. I'm happy to help you. I place the in input location in Parquet for directory or folder. I just place this Parquet. Now let's come and check here. Now it should process our Parquet data. Okay, it's throwing some error. Let's come back here. Parquet column cannot be converted. It's type, it says expected string and found some int 9696. So what we'll do is int 96. Okay, okay, we'll try to change that into integer and see how it is. Basically this is the registration column it is throwing. I'll change the type. It's not an integer, but still Okay, so let's wait. So basically schema is very important because with that only it will actually inferred and it will create a data frame, right? So that's what it is throwing. Again, it is not accepting. Column is integer and found in index. Okay, so what I will do is there is one more property. Okay, we'll try to. It says int 96. What is? It's not able to basically convert from initially we given string, but it's not able to convert from int 90. It actually inferred that as int 96. Okay, so in the Parquet file. Okay, so now it is not able to cast it. So what we'll do is we'll use one more property called dot option of. What is that? Spark.sql dot streaming schema inference. Will ask the streaming API to infer the schema. Yes, it is without schema it will not work, right? So inf we'll say that and we'll just run it. We'll remove the schema here. Just cut this. Okay, I will just delete this. I'll run this. It's not an option, it is config. Okay, type over is inference. I'll just verify that property is correct. So let's run this. Meanwhile, we'll verify in the Google. I don't know the exact property name. Okay, it says inference. Okay, inference typo is there. It got stuck. Okay. Okay, I'm running now with that property. Let's check. Okay, so now it is running without error, I guess. Let's. I think we already pushed one file, right? It should process. Okay, yeah, it processed. Okay, it processed and it is showing the data. Okay, so we did not do any aggregate in this program. So, but it's able to consume the data, like read the data of Parquet, and it is going to show. I will try to find out the solution that typecasting problem. I will let you know. Okay, and so next file format is ORC. So ORC also we have a data. Okay. So what we'll do is I will close this program. I think I stopped it. Okay, so now in the ORC, again the schema will be expected. I think I given already. And then, okay, so let's come back again. So I will show you the files. Okay, this is the input directory. So in the ORC, we don't have data. We are going to place it from our user data. So I will place one record here. Okay, once I start the program. Okay, even before also you can place it. Just I want. Okay, let's do before. We'll place before itself. We placed one file here, so it has to consume this file, and we'll go back. And program is almost same. It is just the same as that previous program. Parquet. Only this file for it is different. ORC we are giving. Remaining all same. So import statement is same, and the Spark session creation is same. Okay, so here I'm just not giving this inference uh, schema inference. I just going to define the schema and try it out. And then I'm actually so defining the schema. Now we are defining a source and also specifying the schema and the file format ORC, and we have to give the path, which is very important. And then we just printing the schema, and then finally we are writing into the console output. So here not doing any aggregate. If I want you to try it out, because already I did the aggregate on the JSON file format. You can take that piece of code from that program and try it in both Parquet and ORC. And if you have any doubt, you can post that your queries on the description section of this video. I will definitely help you. If you want to reach out me on my email, it is indiacloudtv at the gmail.com. You can send your mail. Okay, so it is able to consume the data. Okay, I'll push one more file also. How it is able to consume it. So what we saw is basically a recap. So we saw the Spark structure streaming programming streams the data from particular directory. We used different directories for different file formats. For CSV, we used CSV4 directory and we pushed the CSV file. It was able to consume it. And in Parquet, JSON, we were not able to consume it. In Parquet, we had a problem of type conversion. We'll resolve that. Okay, I will let you know that. And then further to work around, we use the schema inference in the we defined in the Spark session object itself using the config property. And then we use the ORC file format also. We were able to consume the data from ORC file format. That's with that I'm completing this video. In this next video, we'll focus on the Kafka source. Okay, that's very important in Spark structure streaming. I'll in the next video I'll come with that. Okay, so thank you so much, friends. Please subscribe to my channel and please help my channel, contribute to my channel, so that we'll have more enthusiasm to help the community. Thank you so much.